Hello, collective. I have a channeled message here. This is from Source, and I just dropped my kids off at school, and I rolled out of bed and dropped them off at school, so I probably look a little wacky, but I just wanted to get this out because things seem so very important right now for so many reasons. So my healed ancestors, my archangels, the highest God, the Holy Spirit, please put a circle of protection around me, my home, Cece, my cat, and the collective, the healed collective, the collective of love and light. And please only allow messages of love and light from healed spirits or entities to inform us in this reading. Okay, so all right, so I'm a terrible speller, by the way, so I have some sort of processing issue, but okay, so it says and these are not my words, just in case in advance, I apologize if it offends anyone. Okay, so our ascension in this new earth will not be by repeating patterns that contributed to the collective karma. Dharma cannot be obtained through a spiritual credit line indefinitely. That positive charged void would create an imploding field that would theoretically suck our galaxy into a black hole, like a pool ball, and then I have the 9 pool ball getting shot into a corner hole. And then in parentheses I have, it will not happen. We would be removed from the 3D field. The earth is not misaligned. We are. Alrighty. But due to physics, which by nature is an ever-expanding magnetic field, harmony is what we should have employed on a more global level by now. Fear is a human feeling, yes. We are now evolving to a hybrid, which will increase the value of spontaneous human design or natural and conscious expansion. A prophet will not prosper in a world that will not expand with it. Again, the persecution path has been done over and over. And where has it gotten us? The prophet can see, but the people must hear. Unconscious manifestation leads to chaos. You cannot force a collective to ascend, and you cannot schedule a prime time prophecy to align with the Gregorian calendar under force. The concept is a contradiction even in terms of the last century. So, like I didn't really analyze that because then I don't do anything. I just freeze. All right, so let me pull a few cards here. I had trouble sleeping last night. So did my kids. And yeah, there's like some throat chakra. There's some transitionary, I don't know if that's a word, energy. And it's confirmation. That was a duck outside. All right, let me stop talking and see what we got here. Just gonna pull a little messenger card to frame this reading. Okay, we have the Hunter. track down your fears. Hold on. Track down your fears and desires. That's the hunter. All right, let's see. Let's see. Use this deck right here. Okay, on the back of the deck, 8 of Cups, walking away. And we may be feeling like walking away. You guys. I have gotten quite an education in the past month or so. Wow. I will say that I'm really impressed by the courage of people. That's what I'm focused on, is just the courage. All right, we'll just do one more shuffle. I love you guys. All right, let's see what happens here. Now, I do not read reversals in the typical way, so you could always look up those meanings if they don't jive with you, or just, you know, if it's not your reading, you could just click off, whatever. If this even finds you, because I've been having a lot of trouble in YouTube, or with YouTube. Like, I know for a fact that a few more people have seen my videos than what it shows, just from, you know, gathering information from people that I kind of, yeah, 10 of Wands, okay? So, let me try to not frame this for the whole world and just as an individual reading. You, viewer, you're determined, but you are exhausted. You've been through it. This is emotionally, this is financially, this is physically, this is intellectually, spiritually, carrying a full load of battles that have been won and lost. And this is hope. Hope and faith is the only thing left here. Hope and faith. When everything else has failed, you know, you could always look to God. At any point, you could look to God, even when everything has not failed. That's the best time, actually, to just be grateful. Often, I think that we focus on losing things that we love more than just enjoying the things that we love. I've definitely done that a lot, and I have changed that, you know, pretty recently. All right, so this one didn't come out first. The first one that came out was the Fool, but it was upright. Okay, so Fool, okay. Challenge position is this the 9? This is the 9, yeah, 9 of Swords. This is just like really being in mental anguish. This is like, this is imposed, okay? This isn't like the 8 of Swords. This is because there are things in the environment, in your environment, or in your family, or at your job, that are quite difficult, like a huge burden. And I feel like that really goes with this 10 of Wands, and that's where the faith comes in, when everything else fails. Now, the focus here is the Fool. It's like we're going into something new, and it's never been done before. And like, I'm certainly not an astrology expert, but, you know, is it Soulful Revolution? I watch MJ. I think it's Soulful Revolution. She's great with the astrology, and I know that very recently, or if not still, it's going on with some sort of a transit that has never happened before in history. And so she was stressing that is a newness, and so it's going to feel uncomfortable even if we're going in a great direction. And so we're going in a new direction, and it's like, I think that we're all kind of just getting ready to step off this cliff, because what's up there on the cliff is not worth staying for. And then in the past position, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel that this is about the balancing of the feminine and masculine energies. And I'm really starting to understand what that means. And it's within us. It's within us. It is about, well, the feminine sort of trying to sit in their feminine energy and not have to be always out there hunting. And I think that it's about not chasing. And I think that there are a lot of women that find themselves in a position where they are looked at, objectified as an object, some sort of currency. And this is not because of everyone. This is a few people. This isn't a lot. This is a small percentage of the population that can do a lot of damage. It's almost like the feminine and currency or money are somehow, they've collided, and it's unnatural. Keep hearing that word, unnatural. Strengths and weaknesses. Six of Swords, moving away to safer waters. But this is after a battle. This is what I think a lot of us want. I suppose you could look at it as a weakness if you were trying to escape something that was positive. But I think this is not like escaping your life. This is about understanding that it's no longer sustainable or manageable the way it is. And so you must move away from that and implement some new strategies, new ideas, new, and away from the olds. And then we have in the closest future, near future. I don't feel that this is a timeless reading, so I'm not gonna, okay. So I'm not gonna say that. All right, so Judgment is in the near future. This is us calling judgment. Like, yeah, things have to change, and we're woke. We're woke. There are problems, and yeah, we have to look at it. We have to look at it with eyes wide open in order to do anything about it, right? Because it's like a cancer, consuming all of the healthy parts. An out of control cancer. Seven of Pentacles. This, my phone is ringing right now, so this is significant. And 923 might mean something to you, or 9/5, or September 5th, or September 2023. Right after that, in the next part of the future, I never really understood that, but so near future and then right after that is you assessing what you've invested in, what you built, and this is like parting with something that perhaps is not working, or taking what does work and cutting your losses. That's how I see this. Changing course, or if you feel like you've been doing everything right and you're thriving and you know you're going in the right direction, then you're just looking at your crops. You're looking at your the growth of your life and saying, okay, things are going good. I don't need to change anything. So it really depends on what you've been doing. That position. Okay, then we have Two of Wands. What's the plan? But this is in the environment. And I do think that we're seeing that around us. People kind of assessing things, even people that maybe had sort of fallen asleep a bit and hadn't been paying attention. Guilty as charged. I was staying away from the news just because emotionally it was too scary for me. I'm not doing that anymore. What's the plan is in the environment. I think that's happening in our systems and organizations and on an individual level. So I already have this card. The Tower is hope, fear. This is what's happening. It's happening, but it's going to happen even more. So if you've been expecting this, if you've been hoping for a change, this is probably a good thing. But for some people, right, it won't be a good thing. It'll be a shock. But in terms of what's going on right now, just around the world, I have to imagine this is a good thing. For anyone who's probably watching this, it's probably a good thing. All right, let's see outcome. I have a lot of messages that I've been getting for weeks, but I couldn't really get grounded enough to deliver them, but I will. Okay, so with the devil, yeah, but what came out with the devil, and they all came out at once, so we're going to take them. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. I really feel that this is about separating from the groupthink a little bit, really going internal, and with spirit or whomever it is that you pray to or believe in, whatever your particular spirituality is, it's about leaning into that and seeing what it is that you can offer yourself first and then share with others, because we will have to work together to defeat this devil. But there's always these competing priorities, especially if you are reliant on people that are not on the same page as you, or if you've strongly associated yourself with a group or a family or a friend group that you no longer feel aligned to, and these are competing priorities. Am I true to myself and then I'm alone? Or, but I don't think there's any half-stepping here. I think it's like one or the other. And only you would know what to do there. But I think that we're going to find with the hanged man here, that more people than not are going to be looking at everything from a different perspective. And I think it's going to go in a very good direction. Because our value is not in a king, number one. It's not metaphorically and not in the real world. And it should not be around money and wealth. Or maybe a lot of us are redefining what wealth is. If it's something that can be taken away from you in the snap of a finger, is that wealth? If it's something that can travel with you even after this life, like your healing and your soul and the deeds that you do every day and what that adds up to in terms of your karma, that may be where people are looking now for their wealth, success. That's what I think that's about. Okay, great. I got through that. I'm just going to pull like another couple of cards to see if there's any advice here or just clues as to where things might be going. Okay, these came up. Okay, so we have journey. This journey could just be a journey within yourself, or this could be a journey of all of us coming together and figuring out things that might work better for everyone. And then door to romance. You know, I remember during the pandemic, there were a lot of separations and divorces. I know, you know, for myself, I was separated in 2018. I was divorced in 2021. So I was, you know, I fell into that category. I think a lot of people did. I'm going somewhere with this. I think that we're going to find that maybe some of the people that we are entangled with, or that we have committed to under this past way of looking at things, about, you know, combining resources, you know, tax breaks, you know, sharing the expenses, all of these things, we're going to be weighing that against, is this person truly aligned with where I am at a spiritual level and where I plan to go after this life? And so it could open all sorts of doors for us. And when one door closes, another one opens. So anyway, guys, so much love and gratitude to other content creators who can't even describe how much it's helped me to get like a crash course in like everything from you guys, and also just to get daily inspiration. And I'm working on contributing to that more on a more regular basis. So I'm just sending you guys so much love and good vibes, and I will see you again next time. Bye.